Hello, friends. Greetings from Kee-tah-kew-shoo. Um, and today I thought I'd just go a little bit in more detail into what the Australian committee said about the high tackle by our friend Owen Farrell. So if you'll just bear with me a moment, I shall share the screen of their judgment, which I got from one of the rugby YouTube sites, I think, or sorry, websites online. Okay, here we go. So you should be able to see that now. It says independent disciplinary update, Owen Farrell, England. And okay, so England fly half Owen Farrell appeared before an independent judicial committee via video link for an act of foul play contrary to law 9.13. 913, which is there quoted. Dangerous tackling, and that was in the Summer Nations Series match between England and Wales on Saturday, 12th of August 2023. The Independent Judicial Committee, consisting of Adam Castleton SC, I don't know, SC, what is that? I don't know. Senior counsel or something. Chair, John Langford and David Croft, all from Australia, heard the case, considering all the available evidence and submissions from the player and his representative. I think Owen Farrell had a fairly high-powered legal representative, from what I understand. The player acknowledged that whilst he had committed an act of foul play, he denied that the act was worthy of a red card. I see. Well, yeah, okay, so he's appealing against the decision. But it's a funny way to put it that he denied that the act was worthy of a red card. Anyway, after reviewing all the evidence, questioning the player in detail, and hearing submissions from the player's representative, the committee concluded that the foul play review officer was wrong on the balance of probabilities to upgrade the yellow card issued to the player to a red card. The committee determined, when applying World Rugby's head contact process, that mitigation should be applied to the high degree of danger found by the foul play review officer. The committee found that a late change in dynamics due to England number twos, that's, I think, Jamie George, the hooker, interaction in the contact area brought about a sudden and significant change in direction from the ball carrier. In the committee's opinion, this mitigation was sufficient to bring the player's act of foul play below the red card, I think they're missing a D there, threshold. Okay, so how strange. The fact that another player causes a Welsh player to change direction somehow gets Farrell off the red card. Wow, interesting. I'm sure everybody's seen the video, so there really isn't anything apart from the video of the TV evidence. The committee believe it is important to recall that no criticism is made of the foul play review officer, nor would any be warranted. Unlike the foul play review officer, the committee had the luxury of time to deliberate and consider in private the incident and the proper application of the head contact process. They had the luxury of time, and they still got it wrong. In fact, they got it wrong, and the foul play review officer got it right. The committee believed this is in contrast to the foul play review officer, who was required to make his decision in a matter of minutes without the benefit of all the additional material, including hearing from the player and his legal representative. That's a benefit, is it? That the player and his legal representative could appear before the committee and argue their case. So that helps them make their decision, does it? How very odd. Because after all, they're going to say, well, oh, it wasn't a red card, which is what Farrell actually did say, apparently. So, please, sir, it wasn't a red card. On that basis, the committee did not uphold the red card and the player is free to play again immediately. Wow. So there's absolutely no problem. He can play there's a return match against Wales, I think, and all the World Cup games are fine. So we might see him appearing against Japan. Could well do. And I just remind you that 2 Japan players have recently received red cards for high tackles. That was Michael Leach and Peter Lapis Labuskachny. And I don't think anybody thought of appealing against those red cards. And in fact, both Leach and Labuskachny have now been announced as part of the squad that is going to the World Cup. I'm not sure if Labuskachny will be able to play in the first game against Chile, but he should be available for the other pool games anyway, including England. And I've said actually on a separate short video that I would like Leach and Labuskachny to show that they've learned their lesson, that they will tackle low, hard, and often, and if possible, I hope they manage to tackle our friend Owen Farrell, because he hasn't learned his lesson any other way. So if he learns his lesson on the field by people playing fairly against him, but knocking him down time and again in good tackles, strong tackles, that might be, I don't know, it's about the last possible way that he's going to be able to learn, because he's attended, as we know, he's attended tackle school. And I do have this theory that he may have learned this high tackling stuff from watching his dad play. His dad was a famous rugby league player before he played for England rugby union in the centre. And I'm not honestly sure how strict rugby league is on high tackles, or indeed was at the time when Andy Farrell was playing. That's the more relevant point, because the son would have been watching the father, right? So who knows? It's just a thought. So it's a sorry business, this. I really don't understand even why this had to be referred to this other committee here, the Independent Judicial Committee. It sort of gives a veneer of I don't know, legitimacy to the whole process. But you think back to the old amateur days, admittedly long gone, but except for people like me who play amateur rugby, of course. But the referee was the sole judge or arbiter of fact and law, right? So, of course, there were no TMOs, there were no assistant referees, they were touch judges. So they were simply there to judge the touch, whether the ball had gone into touch or not. And yes, of course, referees are human, and they got it wrong on occasion. And it was probably very frustrating for many people when they did get it wrong. However, the game wasn't interrupted for 10 minutes or whatever it might be to review all the video evidence. And then there was none of this extra committee stuff, disciplinary committees and independent committees and what have you, putting their slant on events and making their decision and then having an appeal from that and so on and so forth. It's become too legalized, or legalistic, I think the word is, for my taste, at any rate. But then I'm just an old amateur fogey. I just like my rugby simple. I like straight running and hard tackling, low tackling. I very much like low tackling. I'm not good at it, but I think it's part of the game. Okay. and I expect to be pinged if I don't make a low tackle. I hardly make any tackles, if I'm honest, but then when you're in your mid-60s, perhaps that's, who knows, a bit excusable. All right, well, I think that'll probably do for now. I'm going to stop the share. And by the way, I'm wearing a Nagasaki Rugby shirt, which commemorates the friendship. You probably can't see it over here on this side. It says Scotland, Nagasaki friendship. This was created around the time of the 2019 Rugby World Cup. Nagasaki is, it's about 3 hours drive from here, from Kee-tah-kew-shoo. So Nagasaki is in the west of Kyushu, and I'm here in the north, near to Honshu. You can look it all up in a map if you're so inclined. Okay, well, thanks very much, and bye for now. Cheerio.